Hello, 8th graders. Welcome to Sprint 4 for Manifest Destiny. Sprint 4 is a 2-week sprint. So you have 2 weeks where you will be becoming an expert on either the food, the poem, the music, or the artwork, or technology for your scene. And so the first area, and you will have to make a scrum board for this, and this is your scrum sprint, so you'll use this to make your post-its. The first area is the recipe. And so this is for 1 or 2 of you. You're going to find a historical recipe, a primary source document, that is something that the people in your scene would have eaten. And so you find the recipe, you can look online, but we also have some really wonderful books in the library that have recipes in them. And they have all the historical analysis of those recipes as well. So I would highly recommend that you visit the library and find these books, because a lot of the work is done for you. You find the recipe, you analyze the recipe using these questions, and the questions are kind of like a pre-write. So you'll fill out this, recipes for your Manifest Destiny project, answer these questions, go through, answer all of these questions about your recipe and about your topic or your group. And once you have the questions answered, then below you actually write it into a paragraph. And then you take all of that information, the recipe, your plans for how you're going to serve it, and the historical significance and all of that, and you put it on your website, on the recipe page, as well as on your board. And for now, just worry about printing it out for your board, and we'll create the boards in a different sprint. So you analyze the recipe using those questions, you upload the recipe and the analysis of that to the website, you print it for your presentation board, and then here's the thing for this one, you have to cook the recipe for all the 8th graders to taste, and that's on the day of the Manifest Destiny Festival, which is March 22nd. You'll bring in at least 100 bites of that food, whatever you make. It doesn't have to be full servings, but 100 bites so that everyone can taste it. So that is what you do for the recipe.
And now we're going to go on to the poem. So is to find a historical poem from the time and or place appropriate to your topic. You're going to analyze that poem using the questions provided. Once again, we're going to open it up for you. It's very similar to how we laid out the recipe. You're going to answer these questions, find all of these figurative language, words of speech, the literal meaning. You're going to go through and really examine what your poem is and what it means. What does it teach you about your history topic? Once again, you're going to take this information and you're going to put it into a paragraph. And you'll be putting that paragraph to the website. And ultimately, you will also put it on your presentation board. Okay, you're just going to print it out and
Hold on to it.
hold on to it.
Yeah. So a copy of the poem and the analysis. Yeah, for those. Next is the music. So you're going to find a historical song from something preferably that these people that you're representing, that you're teaching about, something that they listened to, or maybe something that they wrote. And remember, for a lot of these people, it was, music around the fire, around the campfire, or maybe music that they made and were singing. It may not have been recorded songs, so you probably won't be able to find a primary source for this, but you'll be able to find historical music, and that's what you're looking for. So once you have found the song, then you're going to analyze it using the music evaluation. Same thing, you can open this link and see all of the questions. You're going to add a copy of the lyrics, the song analysis, and a link to a site where we can listen to this song. And all of that will go on your presentation board, and it will go on your website. And then you'll have a QR code on the presentation board with a link to listen to the song. And you'll see later there's a QR code expert who is going to help you get that QR code onto your presentation board with the link to your song. Okay? In addition, you have to provide this song to the sound technician for our show, because it will play before your scene comes on. So when you're getting your microphones on and you're setting up your sets on the stage and getting everything ready, this song will be playing to kind of set the scene, set the mood for your scene that you're going to be performing.
Next thing you're going to be looking at, next focus, one more of art itself, we like it printed out, and we like it printed out in color, and we'll make that happen for you. You need to have that analysis on your website, and you need to have it also on your presentation board. So you have, I just said here, figure out a source for color printing, and we'll help you with that. Your piece of art has to be a primary source. So you have to look at the piece of art, you have to learn when it was a painting, when it was painted. It has to be from the time period of 1815 to 1850. Okay, you can't get something that was painted about the Oregon Trail in 1975.
Right.
So just keep that in mind.
Next is the technology coordinator. So this is somebody who really wants to get their hands in on all the technology. They're going to be the webmaster and really become an expert on the website in creating pages and in revising and editing pages, because you'll be using, most of you are using existing pages that someone else did. So the webmaster has to be really good at saying, okay, we're going to move all of this old information down, we're putting our new information at the top, we're going to rename this, we're going to move this around. They have to be really comfortable with Google Sites. Also, the QR code expert, the technology coordinator, learns how to use QR codes and shows everybody else in the group who needs to how to do it, because you need that for your presentation board, and you need to have at least 2 QR codes on your presentation board. One of them is music and one of them can be something else, and you can decide what that is. The third thing that the technology coordinator will do is the Google Map, where if you probably already have, or you may already have a Google Map on your website. And the thing that's so cool about Google Maps is you can show either the route that your group took. If you're doing the Oregon Trail or the Pioneers or something, you can show the different trails west and where people generally started and where they ended up. You can show different places where the different Native Americans were and lived and moved, were relocated to. If it's the women's movement, you can show significant points that were important to the women's movement and where those are in the map. And so if there is a map that's already in existence, you need to add information to it. You need to add links or videos or pictures, primary source documents or facts to it. And you need to have at least 3 additions for full credit. And if there isn't one already there, then you'll have to create one and then have at least 3 pieces of information on it. Also, the technology coordinator is the blog master. So you would set up a blog for your group, and each week you will sit as a group and have a blog, do a blog entry where you will answer a weekly prompt that Ms. Mesmer or I will give you, and you'll sit as a group, and it'll be to reflect upon how your current sprint is going, or what you need to do by next week, or what you can do to help teach the history better, or something like that. We'll ask you a question and you'll respond to it each week. And that goes on your blog, and the blog has to also be on your website. So that is all of those are responsibilities of the technology coordinator, which is one person, and it may seem like a big job, but it is about the same as the other jobs. We tried to make them very much even so that each of you gets your points, and you each have an opportunity to earn the points you need.
And so lastly, for extra credit, optional, we would like you to include another primary source document. Something you found that was just really interesting that you really like to show off. We'd like you to analyze it, go through the primary source analysis, and tell us why it's your time period and your topic. And we'd like to see this posted to the website. And print it out if it can be, and put on your presentation board.
Yeah.
And I believe that's it.
I think so. That's Sprint 4. You have 2 weeks to accomplish this in class. In Ms. Mesmer's class, you will be, well, in one class, you will be working on this. And then with the other class, with history, I guess, because you're in your groups, you'll be working on your blocking and you're rehearsing your scenes. So a lot of Sprint 4 you won't be doing with your group, but on the first day, the very first thing you need to do is make your scrum board and decide who's going to be in each of these roles. And then you can just get started working on it.